Imagine a world where your thoughts, your memories, your very will can be manipulated. Welcome to the chilling reality of MKUltra, the CIA's infamous mind control program. Shrouded in secrecy for decades, MKUltra represents one of the darkest chapters of Cold War espionage. This program, with its ambition to control the human mind, crossed countless ethical boundaries. It left behind a legacy of trauma and distrust. We'll delve into the program's origins, its key players, and the shocking experiments conducted on unwitting subjects. Prepare to be disturbed as we uncover the secrets of MKUltra and explore its lasting impact on our world. The truth needs to be told. Please like, share, and subscribe for more revelations. The early years of the Cold War were a time of intense paranoia. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a global struggle for power and influence. Both sides were racing to develop new weapons and technologies, including tools for espionage and psychological warfare. In this climate of fear and suspicion, MKUltra was born. In 1953, Alan Dulles, the director of Central Intelligence, authorized the creation of MKUltra. The program's official goal was to develop techniques for controlling the human mind. The CIA was particularly interested in finding ways to extract information from enemy agents and create expendable assassins. Much of the research was conducted at universities and hospitals across the United States and Canada. Scientists working on MKUltra projects often used pseudonyms and front organizations to conceal their involvement with the CIA. At the helm of MKUltra was a brilliant but enigmatic chemist named Sidney Gottlieb. A fervent believer in the power of science to control the human mind, Gottlieb became the driving force behind the program's most controversial experiments. He authorized experiments with a wide range of psychoactive drugs, including LSD, mescaline, and heroin. He was also interested in exploring other techniques for altering consciousness, such as hypnosis, electroshock therapy, and sensory deprivation. Gottlieb believed that by breaking down a person's sense of self, he could then rebuild them as loyal agents of the CIA. Under Gottlieb's leadership, MKUltra quickly spiraled out of control. Experiments were often conducted without the informed consent of the subjects. Many of those subjected to MKUltra's experiments were prisoners, mental patients, and drug addicts. The CIA's disregard for human life was appalling. MKUltra's most infamous experiments involved the use of LSD. Gottlieb was fascinated by the drug's ability to alter consciousness and induce hallucinations. He believed that LSD could be used to break down a person's resistance to interrogation or even to create Manchurian Candidate-style assassins. LSD was administered to CIA employees, military personnel, doctors, government officials, prostitutes, and mentally ill patients. One of MKUltra's most notorious LSD experiments was known as Operation Midnight Climax. In this operation, the CIA set up safe houses in San Francisco and New York City where unsuspecting men were lured and dosed with LSD. The men's behavior was then observed and recorded by CIA agents hidden behind two-way mirrors. While LSD was a central focus of MKUltra, it was far from the only drug used in the program's experiments. Researchers also experimented with a wide range of other psychoactive substances, including heroin, morphine, barbiturates, and amphetamines. The ethical violations committed under MKUltra were egregious and far-reaching. The program's experiments were conducted without the informed consent of the subjects, many of whom were already vulnerable individuals struggling with mental illness or addiction. They were often subjected to extreme psychological and physical torture, and many suffered lasting psychological trauma as a result of their experiences. One of the most tragic cases involving MKUltra was that of Frank Olson, a biowarfare expert who worked for the US Army. In 1953, Olson was unknowingly given LSD by a CIA operative. Olson had a severe reaction to the drug and became increasingly erratic in the days that followed. He was taken to a New York City hotel room, ostensibly for psychiatric treatment. Instead, he plunged to his death from the hotel window a few days later. Olson's death was initially ruled a suicide, but his family always suspected foul play. For nearly 2 decades, MKUltra operated in the shadows, its secrets hidden from the public and from most of the government. However, in the early 1970s, a series of events brought the program's existence to light. In 1973, Watergate burglar and former CIA officer James McCord testified before Congress that the CIA had been involved in a number of illegal activities, including domestic spying and assassination plots. McCord's testimony sparked a wave of public outrage and led to a series of congressional investigations into the CIA's activities. One of the most important of these investigations was led by Senator Frank Church. The Church Committee, as it became known, held a series of public hearings in 1975 to investigate allegations of wrongdoing by the CIA and other intelligence agencies. During these hearings, the committee uncovered evidence of MKUltra's existence and its shocking experiments. The committee's findings sent shockwaves through the nation and led to widespread calls for reform of the intelligence community. In response to the public outcry over MKUltra, President Gerald Ford issued Executive Order 11905 in 1976. This order banned the use of human subjects in experiments conducted by the intelligence community without their informed consent. The revelations about MKUltra had a profound impact on the public's trust in the government. The program came to symbolize the dangers of unchecked government power and the potential for science to be used for sinister purposes. The fact that the CIA had conducted such unethical and inhumane experiments on its own citizens shook the nation to its core. MKUltra also cast a long shadow over the fields of psychology and psychiatry. Many of the techniques explored by MKUltra researchers, such as hypnosis and the use of psychoactive drugs, were once considered legitimate areas of scientific inquiry. However, the revelations about MKUltra's abuses tainted these fields and made it difficult for researchers to study these topics without being accused of unethical conduct. Due to the CIA's destruction of most of the program's records in 1973, the full extent of MKUltra's activities may never be known. This lack of transparency has fueled conspiracy theories and made it difficult to fully assess the program's impact on modern science and ethics. MKUltra serves as a chilling reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of ethical considerations in scientific research. Although the program officially ended in the early 1970s, its legacy continues to haunt us today. The search for technologies that can control the human mind has not ended. Advances in neuroscience, artificial intelligence, and nanotechnology raise new ethical dilemmas and the potential for new forms of mind control. The lessons of MKUltra are more relevant than ever. As we enter an era of unprecedented technological advancement, we must be vigilant in our defense of human rights and individual autonomy. We must ensure that science is used for good, not for the manipulation and control of others. The human mind is a precious and fragile thing. We must protect it from those who would seek to exploit it. The story of MKUltra is a cautionary tale, reminding us that the pursuit of scientific knowledge must always be tempered by ethical considerations and a respect for human dignity.